Hi, this is August 1st, 2025. I just want to kind of go over something that I haven't really had a chance to say. Um, so I'm going to just say it now. Well, this is actually some years ago a home that I purchased for after I arranged everything, a surprise ceremony for me and my husband. This was the home that we were supposed to go to and share our life and my new baby. Well, I'm pregnant still, in the beginning stages, but yes, but I'm just gonna give a few details about the thought behind the details of this garden in the front. Here you have like a pole that sits erect, kind of like a candlestick. That's something that my husband have to have. It's like that's what he has to have. He's like he can't, certain things he need to have when to feel it's like a sign of a positive energy and sign. So it kind of sits up. You see the pole, and then it kind of goes erect, and the light goes out. Comes out from the top. So that has its own meaning. This is, as you see, royal oak. I just want to say that I saw my black cat kind of run past across the street. So that was really cute. Okay. Here, as you see, these high trees. This is something my husband really loves. He loves to live in like where there's high palm trees. The weather is really nice. He likes to see have certain scenery that kind of makes him feel like he's in a tropical place, or like California. We stayed for some time for that reason, because of the beauty of the tropical trees, the islands, the beaches. So I tried to kind of recreate that, add in foliage and some plants that are tropical, and I had a gardener kind of come in and maintain it, because in Michigan you have very cold weather that would cause these plants to easily not survive. But he maintained it, and also the beautiful trees that sits high over this. These look somewhat like a gardenia, like plants, and but it's probably it's not a magnolia tree. But it's really nice. But you have the foliage as well along the tree. That's really something as well. And then you have the tropical plants. I don't know if you can see it, but it all sits in front. And we tried to have it also to give it some privacy, because we wanted to have a level of privacy where people just couldn't walk up and see right inside every aspect of your home or drive past. So that also was a somewhat of privacy that was created for the purpose for that purpose. And then here on the side, this pole, I made sure that I just want to say this, before they said they needed some kind of pole, because they're going to have a public transit run through here at certain times, and this is brand new. It's not something that's been around for a long time. But even when we had it had to sit so many feet above the ground. So we didn't want it to be buried down into it, so we had it high up. That's a detail that only me and my husband or I would know. Some other details is this beautiful rose flower bush which I love roses, pink roses. That has to be like, he has his thing that he has to live around, and me, I do too, and that's my thing there. Also scented plants that have different essence and smells. Just along here, as you see, it's a walkway, a pathway, and this is something I like, just kind of give you like a garden feel. You walking through a garden, so we tried to recreate that in a very subtle way. And when I growing up, I liked having a walkway that went into like a zigzag, and this recreated. It's just something I like. So if you see it, I don't know if you can see it, but it zigzag. That's something I like. But it kind of goes like how water runs, sometimes straight and then sometimes it's zigzag. It's just, and I like it. I like things that build up from the ground, like stays a little higher, like on a hillside. So this is similar to a hillside. It gives you the effect, and the rocks stacked high gives you the effects of like a hillside, and the water, I'm sorry, and then the walkway that falls. So that was something I like, but also it was something that would make easy, because sometimes my husband at times will come out, and if the pathway is not clear, someone could easily like trip over something. So I like to have like an easy, clear pathway in midnight or in the day. And this little home office, my husband was starting. He said, well, you want me to move here, but I don't have a home office yet. I haven't even started that for a company that he was involved in. And I was like, well, you can just have a home office. So I kind of created this and made a mock-up of it, made it adjacent to the home, but on the side. And this is it. And then you have the backyard. Again, you have the rocks, and the rocks give, just kind of give it a feel that you're high up, although we sit not so high up, in a beautiful tree and also this tree here. This is also something that gives us a feel like you're in Palm Springs or something. Or this is like, a date tree that comes up from the ground and just falls down. That is like the ending of this home here. So, and then also, you kind of sit up high for the backyard. And the white picket fence is also like a little touch, because when you see the white picket fence, you automatically think of, the perfect home, the perfect family, the perfect so that just kind of gave you that feel. So that's pretty much the somewhat just little tidbits of the thought behind how this was arranged, and why it's the way it is. Having a lawn that's manicured is so important. Kind of like yourself, you want to be manicured. So you also like the edges and everything as well, as you see. So again, that this is the home, and I hope he kind of looks at this and understand the message that I'm relaying to him, and remember the details of what we started, and those details I'm sure no one else have. So again, peace and good night.